Husband wanted an open relationship and now wants our relationship to be closed. End update. I female, 24, and husband male, 23, of 4 years as the title suggests had an open relationship until now. This started when about a year back my husband wanted to open the relationship since he'd never experienced what it was like to date other people. At first I was vehemently against the idea since I thought our relationship was just fine as it was, but after months and months of pressuring and cold shoulders I gave in. At first every time he went out I would be depressed and would stay at home by myself crying. I felt incredibly insecure and inadequate since it was clear he didn't want me anymore. After a little while I started getting in shape and going to the gym when he would leave. I thought that if I looked great he would want to close the relationship again since I let myself go when we got married. At the gym I met a woman named Cindy, not real name, and she told me that she was in the same boat as me with her husband. After a few weeks we began meeting up frequently for dinners and sometimes coffee. I would like to clarify that during these meetups there was no intimacy between us, just long talks about our lives, childhood, interests, etc. Apparently my husband found out about Cindy a few days ago and didn't like that I was seeing someone else when he was doing that to me. So rightfully I called him a hypocrite since he was the one that wanted to have the relationship open in the first place. He is now demanding that we close the relationship and has forbade me from contacting Cindy, which I feel is absolutely ridiculous. Not the closing the relationship part, one wanted that from the start. I told him that I will not stop being friends with Cindy but that he was more than welcome to close the relationship since he's the one who suggested it in the first place. I seriously don't know why he would tell me not to be friends with someone who has been there for me the whole time. I don't think I asked for too much. I didn't start dating people outside of him and I still love him. Edit, I left for a few hours and came back to this. Thank you for all of your comments, criticisms, and even videos. I am slowly going through them as of right now and taking a few of them to heart. I believe I owe you clarification to those who asked. 1. Yes, we did marry very young. We live in the Bible Belt, so marrying young is still very common. We have been together outside of marriage since we were in high school. We had grown up in the same small town literally across the street from each other. My parents told me that I was going to marry him because God told them I would. 2. Also, to those that were asking, Cindy and I are not a thing. We are just friends, not lovers. I don't think Cindy swings that way even if I do. 3. I also did not see another person simply because I'm not that kind of person. I have never been on a date with anyone other than him, and since we are still in the same town, if I would have done that I probably would be labeled a lot of things that are not too good. Once he gets home I am going to try to talk to him about this since I am not the type to leave people without giving them a chance to speak their piece. Update. Last week I made a post about my husband, soon to be ex, wanting to close an open relationship because I made a platonic friend with a woman named Cindy. A few hours after I made the post, updated it, I asked him to sit down with me, and we could talk about what's going on. I wanted to know why he didn't like me talking to Cindy. He kept making vague statements about her being bad, town trash and whatnot. I ended up asking him where he wanted the relationship to go from here and he got angry saying, I want to close the relationship for you, and we ended up getting into a yelling match about this. I tried to explain that this was not healthy and I didn't want to lose the friend I had, so I gave him an ultimatum. The choices were go to counseling, or I was going to leave. I left for a few days to let him make his decision on what he wanted. When I went over on Tuesday this week he said he made his decision. He was not going to go to counseling with me but that he still wanted me. I told him that it wasn't one of the choices and that our relationship needed help after everything. He tried to say that he only wanted us to be closer and I pushed him away. I told him that's why we needed counseling, which started another yelling match. After that I said that I was leaving him for good and called my parents. Even though they didn't understand why I wanted to leave him, they helped me move my personal belongings into a safe place while I sorted out everything I needed to do. I am now staying with Cindy again. Turns out Cindy and my husband did not know each other, but she did lie to me about being in a similar situation to me. The reason she did was to try and get me out is what she said. When he first started dating outside of our marriage she told me he would brag about having an open relationship to everyone. Cindy said after that she was going to find me and show me what was going on. So now I am filing for a divorce. Looking for a house. I make plenty to afford a pretty decent house, and going to therapy starting next Thursday. Sorry for not updating sooner as life has taken a drastic U-turn lately. Thank you guys for all the comments, criticisms and even videos about these kinds of patterns. I don't know what the future will hold, but thank you for telling me the straight up, honest truth. I think I truly needed to hear it for myself that I wasn't going crazy this whole time.